Welcome back. Today we'll be watching another episode of Shōgun. This is Season 1, Episode 3. Make sure to grab some snacks, a drink, and we'll go ahead and jump into this. I was also looking back at some comments for Episode 1 and 2, mainly 2, and there was some good information that you guys were giving me, both based on like the people's names, meaning, as well as some other informative, as well as some other information around, like, let's say the cost of, the black ship and how much was actually peddling at the time. Some more information around the meaning of, well, again, the names. So I definitely appreciate those. Already preparing for death, huh? Well, I mean, he basically was already snuffed out by Toranaga because he happened to be in the right place at the right time again. I have to look up what they just gave away, because obviously that was the one... Okay, never mind. I was going to say that the other sword is still there. Some ceremonial meaning, maybe. The whole heart thing keeps coming back around like the 3 hearts that people have, essentially. And I keep thinking about that just in relation to what's like your true goal that you're not even telling your closest friends or allies. It's like maybe he does really want the seed, like secretly, in his innermost heart. Appreciate another day that you're still alive. At the morning sun rises. Tomorrow is tomorrow.
My apologies, Captain General, but your black ship must stay where it is.
It's pretty fun. All the episode titles so far have been kind of like riddles / puzzles inside of themselves. There's always that deeper meaning.
You men of the cloth with your impotent pricks. We bring the profits. We dictate terms. I am sitting on 1 million ducats. That has to get to Macau. I won't lose this wind.
Like I said earlier, one of the comments was saying that the black ship in particular is peddling around like 300 million of today's, I guess, value.
You forget yourself. And you forget I don't work for the
So,
church.
I mean, like, yeah, I'd probably do anything I can if I'm the captain to just make sure the ship sails tonight and actually gets to where it needs to go. That's a lot of money. A lot of money leads to a lot of power, or a lot of power is behind that money, right?
Get all the cargo on board. We're leaving anyway.
We leave without clearance. We don't get invited back.
The longer we sit around, the worse that pilot makes it for us. We're on the wind tonight.
A pilot?
Anjin.
He's still alive. I'll be fucked.
He's going to bleed.
Anjin making all the techie.
I'm sorry? I do not
techies.
understand.
I don't know what the plural of techie would be, unless techie is enemies. But like you just said,
Release the foulness
I
from
think
my blood.
Suji just said it was enemy, right?
I'm not familiar
Singular.
with this warlock, but I can assure you this man is a doctor who cares for the sick and injured.
What's been said about the assassin?
Only that she belonged to a very dangerous sect. She had served as a palace maid for years. Some trained their whole lives for a single kill. It is very costly.
The price, few could afford. You refuse to see it. What those priests are capable of even now. Christ! How much are the Jesuits paying this one to kill me?
固くなに凝り固まっておるわ。おそらくこの御陣にいるようなのは医者ではなく
Oh lord.
Oh, not good. What did he say? What did the warlock say?
Since you are so upset, the doctor suggests we send a woman to pillow with you instead.
Interesting.
Pillow.
It is polite for the physical joining of a man and...
I was gonna say, I've never heard of that term in any other show. I don't
Warlock
think.
is most certainly a pillow.
Would you
Nice.
prefer a male companion?
Oh shit.
Dear God, where am I?
Absolute savages.
Who's he?
獣は行々しようが
はい、文太郎様。
我らは直ちに大阪を立つ万人も共に参れとの仰せである
行き先はどちらにござりまする？
虎長様の家来衆と共に網代へ戻るのじゃ
何をそのようなことに
そな。たが心得ずともよい
Damn, everyone just gives the barbarian John just the hardest looks. It's great. Oh, is that their head? The baby and the father?
の骨だけでもお酒を出していただき
Their remains.
かたじけのうござりましたおじい様
Because I know it's a common thing. But maybe not super common, but I remember in like other movies around this era, as well as just Japanese movies, it's very common to cut off the head, right, and kind of send it as a gift or a message. Maybe I just did Hollywood embellishing, but
あの刀に命を懸けた。朝鮮でわしらは死の淵をさまよいつつ戦い続けた。ここにあるのはその侍の刀。
digging his mustache.
お前の婿殿
Kinda
と
wish it was like mine.
には
Or mine was like his, rather.
だが二人が死んだのは大義ある
Probably use more wax to
戦い
give
の
up.
ため。今度はお前の番じゃ。
林に身を隠しながら突き進み船で落ち合うのじゃ。合戦は覚悟しておけ。万人の命を狙う者は数えきれぬほどおる。
It's an interesting
虎
helmet.
長様は来られるのでござるか。
Wig built in.
ならばこれが今生の別れとなりましょうな。
殿、一緒でございます。
そうではない。
May I at least speak with Toranaga before we go?
I'm afraid it will not be possible.
万人はこの乗り物のそばを歩き、常に目の届くところにおるように。
ヤブシゲ様 asks that you stay close to the litter as we walk.
母上行かないでくださりませ
そなたはより安全なおじい様のお屋敷へ連れて行っていただくのじゃ。
お前はまだ父離れできんのか。
Oh man, I mean, it's potentially risking her life, right? It's a small group of you going. With all these dang
君
assassins
の
and
方は
stuff. around.
何をしておいでじゃ。
ただいま参りまする広松殿。こちらは老いぼればば様でござりますゆえ、多めに見てくださりませ。
今日ばかりはそうもいきません。
私もできることならこの牢獄から出とうございました。
何者かが門にこちらに向かっておりまする。一同様が。
良い日和じゃのやぶしげ殿。今しがた万人が大阪を離れると聞き及んだのでな。桐の方もご一緒だとか。
恐れながら、キリの方は人自体ござりません。頭を下げ許しをこう言われもござらん。出入りは勝手なはずです。
おっしゃる通りだが、お千代やご訪問中の取り決めについては承知されておるはず。やんごとなきお方のご出立は前日までにお知らせいただく手はずとなっておる。見送りの都合もありゆえな。
Just so I can make sure you don't actually get to leave. That's crazy.
灰色衆は門より中に入ってはならぬ。それも取り決めにあったはずじゃ。
まだ初陣も飾れぬ分際で思い上がりも甚だしい若造が
ここで戦を始めても構いませぬぞ。今すぐに。
何やら思い違いをな
This
さって
dude's too hot-headed. He's gonna get himself in trouble.
石堂殿はご丁寧にも
Like the assassination attempt last night, where immediately wants to jump to it's Ishido. We gotta kill. Gotta start a war.
ごめん
This dude's already won the battle right here. It's like, come on, man. Too hot-headed.
ごめん
桐の方ご出立とは名残惜しゅうございますな。
私もお名残惜しゅうござりまするが、我が殿が大阪には資格が多すぎるとおっしゃりまするゆえ。
その件につきましてはそれがしも同じ気持ちでござる。昨べ万人が襲撃されたとか。上善と我が手勢を船までお付けいたそう。
いや、 それには及びませぬ。
大阪城代としてそこは譲れ。
シズ様、シズ様がまたお痛みを。私は大事ござります。どうか案ずるには及びません。
Oh shit, it's Toranaga. Wait, yeah, because that was the same purple that she was wearing.
大事ござりません。
Right, that's crazy. Nice little distraction with the pregnancy scare. Like,
旅のご無事をお祈り申し上げ。
Toranaga is a very tricky lord. I guess it makes sense. I mean, why not use every like trick you know, right? Especially to navigate around your enemies. Like, they already tried to assassinate you. You basically tricked him. Like, okay, I swap places. Well, not assassinating you, but the barbarian. And I already switched places. Was able to play dead. Kind of snuff that out. So surely there's like more stuff that he's doing to kind of skirt around that, to skirt around being detected or what have you. Yeah, see, it's the same color, same like purple blue. I guess they're still gonna be escorted to the galley with all of the greys, as he called them.
Did you know?
I think no one knows. My lord is famous for his trickery.
Ah, okay.
When he was 6 years old, his father traded him to a rival Basho. As a hostage, he learned one truth: that enemies are everywhere and friends nowhere. To show your true heart is to risk your life.
What happens if he's found?
He will be killed. And all of us.
I'll have to look that term up, Busho. I'm assuming it's like another rival lord or something like that. That's interesting. So at least we can move forward with the knowledge that Toranaga is definitely always planning some type of, maybe not like a diversion tactic, but just some alternative tactic to what the expectation is.
No one's going to stop him.
Secondary check is kind of crazy.
Stop him.
This is unacceptable. Peering into ladies' private quarters? It's not proper!
No one's gonna understand what he's saying, yeah.
Worse than that, it's vulgar! Unholy perversion!
腹を立てているのでございましょう。お国では女の顔を覗くこと
To leer at women. Okay, bud.
Am I the only man present who treasures the purity of a woman?
ご容赦くださいませ。日の本の風習に慣れていないのです。
Don't go, no, you must not check the litter.
A blight on us all! My God, the shame of it!
まるで風習が違っておりますゆえ、こちらの申すことがどうにも通じませず。
You, sir, are a silly little man! And your hair...
It's like the tail of a pony! That's great. Really turned it up to 12.
Well, I hope you didn't mind the part about the pony.
Dude, he just saved all of you. Give him some credit, some respect. Because the Lord knows, like, if they found Toranaga in there, like, I don't know, once he's captured, you guys are probably gonna get punished for it. God, I love all these shots. They do such a good job.
What happens when Ishido's men learn who they are escorting?
I'm certain my lord has a plan. Is it true what you said about the purity of women in your country?
You have brothels. Just everywhere.
Foul slatterns and trollop everywhere in London.
Foul slatterns.
Like your doctor friend, whoring women to injured guests. You yourself insinuating that I would have an interest in casual buggery.
We think allowing is necessary to good health. The moment
It's a very
of the
modern
clouds
take on that.
rain is as near to heaven as they can get.
Wow.
The clouds and the rain.
It means...
Thank you, I understand the metaphor. I've just never heard it put so poetically, especially by a married woman. I'm assuming that man's your husband.
He's very quick to pick up on things.
His name is Toasty.
That's probably why he survived. I mean, outside of obviously the fighting and stuff he's done on the ship, but probably why he survived so long.
A strong and admired
Even for
warrior.
what we've seen on screen so far.
And the boy your only child?
Do you have children?
Yes, my boy Tudor and my daughter Elizabeth.
And what are they like?
Get down! Fast!
Is it Hiro-sama?
No, I do not think so.
They're like, oh shit, we really gotta fight for our lives here. Actually, no, they really gotta fight for those lives. Just the sense of duty and sense of honor. Greater than yourself.
またしても暗陣を討ち取りに参ったのじゃ。木山様、下には指導様の手の者もおりまする。
ならば、異端者と共に死ぬまでよ。
王天様、オラナガが一行の中に隠れておりました。オラナガはここにおりまする。オラナガを逃がすでないぞ。
We have to help them.
Oh damn, okay. Wait, she's actually skilled as hell. Okay, so John's definitely just swinging the swing and kind of like keeping distance, right? But she's actually like, she's skilled with it. Damn, so cool. It's like, yeah, well, I'm the Lord of Trickery, and, you know, I gotta trick people even those closest to me. Especially someone like him. Like, we've already seen, oh jeez, we've already seen Yabashige basically be a little like flimsy on the border of, you know, who's friend, who's ally, and kind of just being the traitor.
Wait, this crew may be hostile to Toranaga-sama.
Well, I'll be damned. I know this crew. Captain Sama.
Is he the one that he saved when, I guess, the storm was going on? That'd be my only guess, right?
The Portuguese
Otherwise, I don't
battleship.
recognize them.
Their trading vessel.
What's that damn word again? Ima. Gogu.
Again, he's picking up real quick on the language. So even though he's an asshole, from what we've seen, well, asshole in terms of like today's standards and stuff, right? But quite the fighter. Not only to make it back here, but still fending them off. It's crazy. I acknowledge and appreciate your sacrifice. Damn. I like how they just all say it. They're like, yeah, the other like 3 dudes got fucked up. We're just gonna stay up here and wait. Kind of thinking that he might not be dead. And the only reason I'm gonna say that is because usually whenever a show, granted this is obviously generalization, but generally whenever a show has someone of somewhat importance like that, where you kind of get introduced to them early on and they have some type of important role within the immediate vicinity of our main character, then there's generally like an on-screen death. So I'm gonna keep my hopes up that he's still alive, but then again that might mess with like the presumed relationship between these two, right? But I'm gonna say he's still alive. Just when you think you're out of the woods, it's unknowingly betrayed you, by the way. Have, you know, Toranaga get in the litter after they kind of inspected it, getting out, only to be, you know, inspected again unexpectedly. And then now, obviously, once you get to the forest, there's the whole fight there. Escaping, barely getting on the boat. Now that you're on the boat, you have a blockade.
If you leave without clearance, you'll ruin any chance we have left at diplomacy. This is not a debate, Captain General. It is in your best interest to follow protocol.
Captain General. Quite a show upstairs. Might want to see it.
Ahoy, English! Still alive, I see. How's your leg? Fine. How's your mother? Dead! Behold! I bring you, Lord Yoshii Toranaga, who seeks an audience.
Ferrying around the man himself. It's one way to die.
Yeah.
黒船が我らの船を護衛してくれるなら、大坂港からの出港許可を与えよう。
He's giving clearance for the black ship to leave Osaka.
Thank him for permission I don't need, but the price just went up.
船長はそれでは不足だと申しております。
しからばかような申し出はどうじゃ。黒船がマカオを出るときに、わしのために1万銀テールを運び、それをキート貿易に投資してもらう。儲けの半分を船長に使わそう。
Toranaga offers you 10,000 silver coins to invest. You would retain half the profit.
Yes.
それから通じ、その方にも申し出をいたそう。我が国元の江戸にキリシタン教会の建設を許す。
He's giving us a church in Edo.
その代わり、大老の木山と大野の件についてわしを助けてもらいたい。
どういうことでしょう。
両人は今石堂と組んでおる。その方
Maybe I forgot, but I feel like the church in Edo is a huge thing. I'm assuming they don't have any there right now. Even if they're able to build the churches in like the other lords' territories, right?
And impossible.
Lords on the council.
It is a church in Edo.
We will not compel men by faith, especially not on this man's behalf. Though, we could suggest such an idea, prayerfully, of course.
純殺師様がお力になると申しております。
では、海賊どもを蹴散らし、わしが大坂を出られるようにしてもらおう。
There is just one more thing. That English pilot, he stays behind.
あの絵単車は大坂に置いていけと。
単車は我が客じゃ。
あなた様の懐に入り込んだ。あの者についてはお耳に入れねばならぬことがございます。あの男は商人などではございません。
Well done, Martin. We will be able to hold him to that promise of a church, even after he is dead.
The black ship will bring us out of Osaka, but you must stay. I'm sorry.
And we worked so hard to get here too. This will not be the place that I'll die.
Fuck this. Captain Sama, sound the drums.
Hell yeah, let's go, brother. This is just the same confidence of the, unless I win.
Come on, I thought it was sailors, race them out! Hayaki! Hayaki! Hayaku! Hayaku to moshioru! Sir, he's coming up alongside us! How fast can that bitch go, Rodriguez? You black-eyed son of a shit-fested whore! Your lips are on the devil's arse! They're on your mother's first!
Not even this, son of a bitch.
He gets any closer, sink him!
They have really good banter. I love that.
通れるわけがございませぬとな。
5 points to port. Aye, sir. 5 points to port.
5 points it is.
I always got, like, especially when I was younger, the port and starboard side mixed up. Until, if you kind of think about, like, the alphabet, like, E becomes for S, right? Like LONOP QRS. So, you think, like, starting from the left to right, in terms of, like, how the English works. Or the our reading and the alphabet and everything. So, that's one way to do it. Or, another one that I learned about later in life, too, is port has the same number of letters as left, right? So, as left. So there's 4 in each of those. So, you know, port's left and then starboard's right. Hayaku!
Bring him over broadside.
That was the hull, Captain.
5 more points.
Yeah, he doesn't want to do it. He has too much respect for him, I think.
I just think you'll let me pass, but make up your fucking mind.
Let's bring it back, yeah. Good man. I mean, he saved his life, right?
By Christ, blood, Captain Sama! Ah, what the hell are you doing?
all that good fortune,
I
his karma, right? Kind of come and help both in terms of the pilot, or sorry, the Rodriguez. I guess it's kind of the pilot there, and then of course the captain of the ship.
That's it, that repair.
Yeah, see.
God be with you. You'll lead him.
Do you imagine the high of getting through all of that? Especially after like having everything go wrong at every single turn.
マリコ殿、船長に船を動かしてくれた礼を申してくれ。じゃが我が安人が大坂を出たからには、わしも自分の船に戻ることにいたすと。
失礼いたします。石堂様、戸田広松殿が伝言を持ってお見えにござりまする。
ご大老様方、虎長様より遺憾ながら一身上の都合にて大老職を辞すると決めたよし。皆様方にお伝えせよと申しつかってまいりました。誠に申し訳のないことと存じ上げたとます。
かような紙切れ一枚で何が変わるわけでもない。4対0で虎長を断罪いたすまで。
さようにござりまするか。評決は5人の大老において決すべしとお定めになったはず。
Absolutely wrecked.
今は4人様しかおいでになりませぬな。
I mean, what's to say they can't just hire some other random person as regent and vote 5-0 at that point, right? Sure, they'll explain it.
お前はアジロレンと止まり、藪重の新たな大砲隊の鍛錬に力を貸してやれ。
されど藪重は指導と通じておりまする。あやつは我々を裏切り。
それがどうした？
私は父上の子でございます。なぜ信頼していただけないのでございますか？
お前はいつになったらわかるのじゃ。敵も味方も駆け引き次第。この世で頼むべきは己のみぞ。
I mean, those are some great words of advice. I'd say that holds true even for today. Similar to like, no one's going to do something for you. You got to go out and do it yourself, right?
I'll never tire of this weather.
Soon it will be winter.
And it snows.
It is a very difficult season.
Super cold there.
Still, you must look forward to going home, to be reunited with your family at least.
Last night you asked about my daughter.
Elizabeth.
The truth is, I've never met her. I left England before she was born. 1 year, 11 months, 6 days from Amsterdam. She'll be 2 years old now. I left of my own accord. And this is what beckoned me. The horizon, more than the deep. The freedom, more than the horizon. The fair wind, be far enough out that you look around and there's nothing but open seas. No yesterday, no tomorrow.
Just today.
It's meditative in a way.
I'm sorry about your husband.
大坂では世話になったと安心に伝えてくれ。勇ましい見事な働きぶりであった。
He thanks you for your bravery.
馴染みのキリシタンに別れ際このようなものをもらった。
My lord says this was a gift from the priests.
これは海賊行為の証じゃと言うておった。
They prove you are a pirate.
もしそうなら死をもって
Again, you finally think you're out of the weeds, out of the forest? Pull you right back in.
去りながらこれを訳させるにはいささか手間がかかる。
He's a very thorough
My
man.
lord says he will have to have them translated, and that it will likely take a long time.
Just as the priests expected.
差し当たって戦の支度じゃ。安心には一つの隊を鍛え偉人の戦法を仕込んでもらいたい。そなたの船の武器を用いてな。
He would like you to assemble a regiment and teach them your tactics.
I'm sorry, but I'm just a sailor. I'm not familiar with.
Anjin-sama.
Please, tell him it would be a great honor.
謹んでお引き受けすると申しておりまする。
All I ask for in exchange is the return of my men and my ship.
仲間の船乗りと船は返してほしいと。
藪重殿。
I think I heard Nakamura right there, right? From One Piece.
仲間だ。すべて取り入れてくれ。さて、安心もこれより家臣としてわしに仕えるのであるから、いつまでも万人扱いするわけにもいくまい。よって安心を旗本に任ずる。
He has made you
Hatamoto.
which is a very great honor.
Oh.
I would assume that's a last name, but it sounds more like he's being assigned a rank. That's something I'll have to look up after. She said it's an honor, right? So.
安心に一緒に泳がぬかと聞いてくれ。
My lord would like you to teach him how to dive.
It's best to
Start from the top of the gunnel. Jump in head first, while extending your hands to break the water.
やってみせよ。
There you go.
Observational learner.
Looks like a pretty good dive.
もう一度じゃ。
He says again.
How many more times must I do this?
Until he is satisfied. また明日やらせてみてはいかがでございまするか。
明日は明日じゃ。
Can't imagine how cold that water would be.
今日のうちにものにしてみせる。待て。浜まで勝負しようと申したら、安心は乗るかの。
My lord would like to race you to the shore, but I warn you not to let him win. My lord hates that.
I wouldn't dare.
参るぞ。
Hi.
Okay. Toranaga did decent. I feel like with all that clothing on, it'd still be hard to swim though. It's a lot of drag in the water. What a beautiful episode. Okay, so I'll have to look up those terms. Okay, so for Busho, it's basically kind of what we were saying, where it's a samurai warlord or lord who's also potentially like a military general, and they basically very powerful people, right? So it makes sense why he was taken or given as essentially like a hostage, right? And then a slattern, kind of what we'd expected. Looks like it's a slang, like British slang, and just means a dirty, untidy woman. And then Hatamoto, again, we were kind of right about that. It's more of like a class or like a ranking, not necessarily the last name. So he's not giving John like a Japanese last name. It's more so like, okay, you're now a Hatamoto, which is directly translated to Guardian of the Flag. Apparently just means that you're under employment essentially of our Lord. Based on receiving that title as well, they also get some territory, some people, and a decent amount of money to actually live on. So I'm assuming in the next episode we'll probably get a little more insight into what John's actually going to receive after obtaining that title. As far as the episode's concerned, I think it's just more character insight. It was probably the biggest takeaway for me. Maybe three things that stood out the most. One, in the words of Mariko, that Lord Toranaga is a trickster. We get to see a little bit more insight into the way that he's been able to navigate and kind of survive thus far, even though everyone on the council pretty much wants him dead. Mainly because I think he's so powerful, and it's more so like a threat to them than it is like he being a bad person or like an unjust lord with dishonor or something like that. So the insights to his character were probably one of the biggest takeaways, alongside with like his planning and scheming. So obviously we saw him keep everything pretty close to his chest. Only like very few people knew that he was actually going to be inside that litter when they were actually going to go to the galley and go to Ajiro, I think is what it was. As for the second, I would like to think it would be mainly related to John. We've seen up to this point, fly there, sorry about that. We've seen up to this point that he has basically done everything he can to survive and kind of accomplish his end goal. Like, he's not letting anything really get him down. Every time something goes wrong, he's able to essentially calmly think about the situation, come up with a solution, enact that solution, and get by the skin of his teeth. You can also see some karma along the way to actually help him out, which obviously did help him get away, I think 2 times in this instance. And the overall bravery that he's displayed while doing all of this has been a big plus in his book, especially through the eyes of Toranaga and the other people around him. Then the third, I'd like to bring up Ishido again, just because the way he's trying to handle everything, it just seems like he wants to be that guy that has complete and absolute control over everybody, but he just really can't get it done. Like, Toranaga's able to outsmart him at every turn so far. And then everything else, like regarding the barbarians, kind of gone wrong, even though it's been somewhat part of his plan to free him with Yabashige and then to assassinate him and all this other stuff. So it just seems like none of it's going right for him. And the council's basically kind of holding him, like, you gotta make sure you kill the heretic, otherwise we're not going to vote with you. Now that Toranaga's resigned, like, he can't even get the votes to impeach and kill Toranaga. I think that's what it is. And it just seems like just everything that can go wrong is going wrong for him. So I'd be curious to see how he's going to handle that in the future. I'd be curious if this is going to change the way he handles anything in the future. Maybe he's going to be a little bit more direct and kind of just skirt past the honor and the rules / regulations of, okay, well, screw it, we'll just go home anyway, or maybe I'll just take my army and go march on him or something. Because clearly what he's doing now is not working, and I could see him as more of like a shallow character with not a lot of patience to get things done, but maybe I'm wrong about that. And then I'd say at the final scene there, we see John diving, kind of teaching Lord how to do that, and then the Lord wanting to basically challenge him to swim across to the shore. And Marco's basically saying like, hey, don't let him win. He hates that. So just don't phone it in, actually give a good effort and try to win. And of course, for what we've seen of John's character thus far, that confidence, that desire to win, desire to live is just innately there. So like he said, I wouldn't dream of it. Like, I'm just going to go balls to the wall essentially and do everything I can to win. Even though the Lord kind of, again, I think he's playing the trick on John a little bit here, trying to tire him out by making him dive so often before actually challenging him to the swim. But fun episode nonetheless. If you did enjoy it, feel free to give the video a like. If you want to talk further or there's any more information, like I said in the very beginning, that has been helpful insight or insightful information into kind of the world, whether it be just major key points that maybe I missed or something minor, then I'd definitely love to hear about that in the comment section. If you want to follow along this journey or any other show that will come up in the future, then subscribing to the channel is the easiest way to do that. Alrighty.